everyone, and welcome back guys to a brand new video, and today we're here for a last to first at the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend at Suzuka, and I'm taking it back to another one of the classic cars, the 1991 McLaren MP4-6. Really looking forward to driving for this car. Don't think really, apart from potentially doing a couple of hot laps when the game drops, don't think I've really actually done any sort of racing in this McLaren. So hopefully, it is good fun to try and drive today. It's going to be a bit of a learning curve off the start, I think we can already tell, because these classic F1 cars behave so differently to anything, the Formula 1 drivers, racing today. It's a completely different animal, but this race should be a one-stop race. The tyres deg is actually looking fairly bad over the course of the race. But yeah, last P20 on the grid, hoping, we can try and make our way all the way through the field. It's 5 lights at the Japanese Grand Prix, and it is lights out, and away we go. We're off to, well, I'm short shifting all the way through because I don't want to bin the car off the start. Certainly, far from an ideal start. I think that's very similar to Senna's start back in, I think it was 88, where he just didn't really go whatsoever there. But down in towards turn 1, just trying to find my own clear piece of track. We think about going down the inside of P19 there, but think better of it as we go through the turn. But up in towards turn 3, we're actually going to dive it down the inside of P20 there. So up, making gains already through the field, and now we're going to try and have a look up the inside, around the outside it turns to, and we do now move up into P18 of the race, potentially going to get another car here. No, we think better of it as we come out of the S section now. I think this corner's Dunlop, but I really do not know Suzuka names. I know the Degners and 130R and Spoon, and that's about it. I think they're sort of the famous corners around this track. But down the inside in towards Degner 2 for P17. Yes, we do. The back end kicks out almightily there. You just get the turbo, just absolutely kicks up, and then it just gives you a buttload of wheel spin. It's actually quite crazy. It really does snap on you every single time, and there is nothing you can do to try and, save yourself. Because if you try and short shift, then the power just isn't there anymore. So you've really sort of just got to balance it on the edge of death, almost, as we come down in towards Spoon. We think about going for a move for P16, but think better of it as for now. We're not really going to try and play too many risks in the early stages of this race. Just not really worth it. 13 laps of this Japanese Grand Prix, so nothing. We don't need too many heroics on at lap 1 of the race. But the AI in classic cars do have a tendency, we'll get like a few guys at the front wheel spread out as I run massively wide through 130. I think about going for a move from very far back on P16 there. We try and have a look around the outside there. I think we do move up into P16 of the race, trying to combat the wheel spin on the exit of the corner there. But we move up into P16 of the race, and now as we skip on halfway around lap 2, trying to have a look as we go under the tunnel there in towards the second part of the figure 8 here. And now we're closing in on P15. Then we're going to go for a Kobayashi-esque move into the hairpin there. That would never really work in real life. We came from so far back there trying to counter the wheel spin there. I'm not really too sure what happens here, but he just decides to brake on the racing line there, so we accidentally force him out wide. But we do now move up into P15 of the race here, a quarter of the way through the field and only 2 laps in. So this is looking very good as of right now. But now on to lap 5 of the race. We're going to dive it down the inside of P14 into the Casio triangle. We get it just about slowed down in towards the corner there, up into P14 of the race. But now the AI, they tend to sort of spread out at this moment in time, so it does make it that little bit more difficult to try and make up positions. But as we move on to lap 6 here, closing in on P13 of the field, and we're still, I think points is definitely on the cards in this race. We're going to have to dive it down the inside. Kobayashi once again locking up the front left wheel, but we do get the car just about slowed down. Completely missed the apex there, but we do make the move up into P13 of the race. We can actually see 10th place just ahead of me here, so if we can get up into the points, that would be very nice. And see now onto the end of lap 6 here, fighting the car so much there. That was an almightily close save towards the wall there. We nearly put it in the pit wall, but somehow you just got to hope that the car does snap back in the direction that you want it to. But now, skipping on to the end of lap 7 actually of the race, and you can see these 3 just ahead of me are starting to bunch up just a bit. So we're closing in on P12 here, and we're going to try and pounce whenever an opportunity does arise, losing the back end over that little bump out of the final corner every time it does try to attack you there. But purple in the final sector, we're setting some fairly consistent lap times at the moment. We're pretty much on pace with the front runners at the moment, which is always nice to see. Down in towards turn 1 and turn 2 there, we do close up on P12 here, and now we're just going to try and follow him through, see if any opportunities do open up during this first long S section here. And are we going to be able to get any closer? Just get so close there with what is effectively a plank of wood for a front wing there. You know, it was such a different era of Formula 1, this. It's absolutely brilliant. And this car actually not as bad as I imagined it to be honest. You know, it's actually got a fair bit of downforce, and it does actually grip in somewhat well. But we're going to dive it down the inside into the second deck there. One of my favourite overtaking spots. It seems to be around this circle there as we lose the back end once more. But now up into P12 of the race here. And now onto lap 10. We're closing in on the last couple of point scorers here. Are we going to be able to make any sort of moves in these next couple of laps? You know, 3 laps to go of this Grand Prix. We're purple as we come in towards the final sector. Now 130R now just about flat out as we've lost a lot of fuel. We dive it down the inside of, we think about going down the inside of 2 cars there, accidentally knock out a couple of bollards there, but we now move up into P11 and nearly push P10 through the final corner, losing the back end ever so slightly there as we come down towards the line here. And now, you know, we could potentially get a good run down in towards turn 1. I was running quite high wings during this race, but, you know, it wasn't really costing me too much there. Side by side, further up ahead, we try to have a look right around the outside there, but he gives me a little bit of a push on the exit of the corner there. Not really too happy with that, so I'm going to dive it down the inside into turn 3, and now we move up into P10 of the race. But P9 and P8 have actually been squabbling now, so we're closing in on the pair of them as well as we come through the next couple of corners here. Are we going to be, you know, is an opportunity going to open itself up for me here? You know, we can only wait and see as we come out. He makes a bit of a mistake through Dunlop there. We're going to have a look round the outside in towards the first deck there, but fortunately for me, he does back out nice and early there. So now up into P9 of the race here. You know, this was looking very, very good for myself. But I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of audio from the car, you know, to give you a bit of gameplay as well. Hopefully you do enjoy it, and I'll be back in a minute. So tyre wear then has been quite a huge factor in this race, and it was looking closer and closer. Like we might even get a puncture on the final lap of this race. But we shall wait and see. You know, 1 lap to go, and you know, there's still the chance for more and more points in this Grand Prix. But then suddenly, no, the tyre gave up in spectacular fashion down in towards Spoon there. Nearly actually binned the car fully there as we lose the back end, you know, with a flat tyre there. It was being a little bit funny as well. But down towards the line, then we just waited up for everyone to lap me there, trying to come through in where we would have finished. Should have been, you know, last to P9 there, but unfortunately it ended up being, well, 20th to P20 there. But so enjoyable, you know, to try out this car. You know, really enjoyed, you know, trying something different once more. You know, we took the 2008 Mclaren a couple of weeks back at Singapore, so hopefully, you know, you guys have enjoyed this video just as much as you did that one. You know, if you haven't already, do not forget to like, subscribe, you know, if you're enjoying the content on the channel. But there we are then, the attempted last to first in the Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully the real race can be very good this weekend. Hoping, you know, we can see Lewis Hamilton win again. But, you know, I know a lot of people want the championship to be even closer. But yeah, hopefully, as I said, you know, if you're new around here, do not forget to like, subscribe for more content from the channel. But I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.